Picture this. It's the 1970s. The arena lights dim. The crowd goes silent. And then, that first gentle guitar chord fills the air. The 70s gave us some of the loudest, wildest rock music ever made. But it was the quiet moments that hit the hardest. Today we're counting down 10 rock ballads from the 1970s that still make people stop, listen, and feel something. These aren't just songs. They're time machines. They're memories frozen in melody. Let's dive in. Stairway to Heaven. We're starting with the big one. The legend. The song that changed everything. Stairway to Heaven by Led Zeppelin. Released in 1971 on their untitled fourth album, this 8-minute journey didn't just become a hit. It became a cultural phenomenon. Here's what's wild. It was never released as a single. Never. And yet it became the most requested song in FM radio history. Robert Plant and Jimmy Page wrote it in a remote cottage in Wales. Plant said the lyrics came to him in a moment of pure inspiration, almost like he was channeling something beyond himself. That mystical quality? You can hear it in every word. The song starts with delicate acoustic guitar. Then John Paul Jones enters on a wooden recorder, giving it this haunting, medieval feel. It builds slowly. Blues riffs layer in. And then, bam, one of the most powerful guitar solos in rock history explodes through your speakers. It taught musicians something important. You don't need to rush. You can take your time. Build tension. Let the emotion breathe. Even today, Stairway to Heaven is a rite of passage. Every guitarist tries to learn it. Every fan experiences that emotional crescendo. There's a feeling I get. It's not just a ballad. It's a masterpiece that proved rock music could be both heavy and deeply thoughtful. Bell Bottom Blues. Next up, pure heartbreak in musical form. Bell Bottom Blues by Derek and the Dominoes. Eric Clapton recorded this in 1970, and he was going through it. He was in love with Pattie Boyd, who happened to be married to his best friend, George Harrison. Talk about complicated. That pain? It's in every note. Clapton's guitar doesn't scream here. It aches. His vocals are fragile, almost whispered. It feels less like a performance and more like overhearing someone's private confession. The band was falling apart during the recording. Clapton was battling his own demons. But somehow that chaos created something beautiful. Something real. There's a moment in the song where Clapton's guitar seems to plead alongside his voice. You don't just hear the longing, you feel it in your chest. This isn't a ballad about winning someone over. It's about unrequited love. About wanting someone you can't have. And anyone who's been there knows exactly what this song means. It stands as one of the most vulnerable performances in rock history. Angie. The Rolling Stones weren't exactly known for being soft. But in 1973 they surprised everyone. Angie from Goat's Head Soup showed a completely different side of the band. Keith Richards' acoustic guitar sets the mood immediately. Nicky Hopkins adds these beautiful, weary piano lines. And then Mick Jagger starts singing, and he sounds tired, regretful, almost broken. Angie, Angie, when will those clouds all disappear? People went crazy trying to figure out who Angie was. Was it David Bowie's wife? Eric Clapton's muse? Richards later said he named it after his newborn daughter, though the song itself is clearly about a relationship falling apart. The mystery only made it more powerful. What makes Angie special is how it strips away the Stones' usual swagger. No rebellion here. No defiance. Just sadness. Apology. The weight of knowing something beautiful is ending. It proved the Stones could do more than rock and roll. They could break your heart too. Dream On. Steven Tyler wrote Dream On when he was still a teenager. Think about that. When Aerosmith recorded it for their 1973 debut album, it didn't sound like anything else on the record. It was darker, more emotional, more grown up. The song builds slowly. I've seen books, written pages. Minor chords set this somber mood. Tyler's voice starts soft, almost gentle, but then it climbs, higher and higher, until he's screaming, wailing, letting everything out. Those cracks in his voice? They're not mistakes. They're perfect. They make it feel real. Dream On is about resilience, about holding on to your dreams even when life tries to crush them. Tyler's father was a classical musician, and you can hear that influence in the song's structure. It rises and falls like a symphony. At the time, nobody expected this from Aerosmith. They were the bad boys of Boston rock. But Dream On showed they had depth, soul, something worth saying beyond just partying. Decades later, it's still their signature ballad, an anthem for anyone who's ever refused to give up. Free Bird. Play Free Bird. You've heard that shouted at concerts, right? There's a reason. Lynyrd Skynyrd's Free Bird starts as a tender love song. Ronnie Van Zant sings about a man who can't be tied down, who needs to keep moving. It's bittersweet, honest, but then, the shift happens. Alan Collins and Gary Rossington launch into one of rock's most electrifying guitar duels. The song transforms from a ballad into an absolute monster of a jam session. It's like watching a butterfly turn into a dragon. The lyrics hit hard. If I leave here tomorrow, would you still remember me? Tragically, Van Zant died in a plane crash just 4 years after the song's release. Those words took on a whole new meaning. The band did remember. The fans remembered. We all remembered. Free Bird became more than a song. It became a symbol of freedom, of living life on your own terms, and of the painful beauty of letting go. Love Hurts. The Everly Brothers first recorded Love Hurts in the 60s. Roy Orbison covered it too. But Nazareth? They owned it. Their 1974 version stripped away the polish and replaced it with grit. Dan McCafferty's voice sounds like it's been dragged through gravel, in the best way possible. It's rough. It's real. It hurts. The guitars distort and soar. The drums pound. This isn't a pretty ballad. It's a wounded animal crying out. Love hurts, love scars, love wounds and marks. Everyone who's had their heart broken knows this feeling. Nazareth didn't sugarcoat it. They made heartbreak sound exactly how it feels. Messy, painful, and impossible to ignore. The song stayed on the Norwegian charts for 60 weeks. 60. It connected with people across the world because pain is universal. This version remains the definitive take. When people think Love Hurts, they hear McCafferty's voice. They feel that raw, unflinching honesty. Dust in the Wind. Kansas was known for progressive rock, complex time signatures, heavy electric guitars. So when Dust in the Wind came out in 1977, it shocked people. Acoustic guitar, violin, simple, haunting lyrics. Guitarist Kerry Livgren wrote it as a finger-picking exercise. He was reading the biblical book of Ecclesiastes, which talks about life's fleeting nature. Those ideas merged, and suddenly he had this profound meditation on mortality. All we are is dust in the wind. 6 words. That's all it takes to capture the human experience. The song doesn't shout. It doesn't demand your attention. It whispers. I close my eyes. And somehow that makes it more powerful. It became Kansas's biggest hit, proving that sometimes less really is more. The stripped-down arrangement lets the message shine through. Life is short. Cherish it. Make it count. Decades later, people still play this at funerals, memorials, and moments of reflection. It's timeless because its truth doesn't age. Simple Man. Ronnie Van Zant's grandmother gave him some advice. Be humble. Live honestly. Simple wisdom, right? He turned it into Simple Man. Released in 1973 on Lynyrd Skynyrd's debut album, this song is pure southern rock soul. Gary Rossington's guitar riffs are steady and warm, like a hand on your shoulder. Van Zant's voice is sincere, almost gentle. Be a simple kind of man, be something you love and understand. It's the kind of advice you'd give your kid, or wish someone had given you. The song takes its time. No rush. No flashy solos. Just honest storytelling about what really matters in life. Not money. Not fame. Just being true to yourself and the people you love. It's become an anthem at graduations, weddings, and funerals. People play it during life's biggest moments because it speaks to something fundamental. Something real. Skynyrd showed that you don't need complicated arrangements to say something profound. Sometimes the simplest words carry the most weight. It's in your soul. In your breath, I hear you calling, but I can't. Beth. His fire-breathing. Demon makeup. Platform boots. Not exactly known for tender love songs, right? And then came Beth. Drummer Peter Criss wrote it out of frustration. Long rehearsals kept him away from home. He channeled that longing into a song. Just piano, strings, and his surprisingly soft vocals. Producer Bob Ezrin heard it and said, "We're recording this properly." Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley weren't sure. It didn't fit the Kiss brand. But they trusted Ezrin. Good call. Beth, hit number 7 on the Billboard Hot 100. Boys will be playing all night. It became their highest charting single. It introduced a whole new audience to the band. People who would never have listened to rock and roll all night discovered Kiss through this gentle ballad. It proved that even the wildest bands could show vulnerability. If I know you're lonely, and I hope you... That the guy in demon makeup still had a heart. Beth remains one of the band's most beloved songs. Not despite being different, but because of it. I think I hear them calling. Tired of lying in the sun. We're ending with Pink Floyd. With Time. With one of the most profound musical warnings ever recorded. The song opens with clocks ticking, chiming, alarm bells ringing, and then silence. Roger Waters' lyrics hit like a punch, ticking away the moments that make up a dull day. You fritter and waste the hours in an offhand way. We've all been there. Scrolling, waiting, putting things off, thinking we have all the time in the world. David Gilmour's vocals carry this weary wisdom. He's seen time slip away. He knows what happens when you don't pay attention. And then that guitar solo kicks in. It's not just beautiful, it's urgent, regretful, desperate. Time, from 1973's The Dark Side of the Moon, isn't just a song. It's a wake-up call. A reminder that youth fades faster than you think. That you need to act now, not tomorrow. The album itself became one of the best-selling records of all time. But Time stands out as the track that makes people reassess their lives. That makes them call old friends. Chase dreams. Stop waiting. It's a masterpiece of existential rock. And it still resonates because its truth is timeless. You can't get time back. These 10 ballads did something special. They took the power of rock music, the guitars, the drums, the raw energy, and channeled it into something intimate. Something that touched the soul. They proved that you don't have to scream to be heard. Sometimes a whisper carries further than a shout. 50 years later, these songs still matter. They still make us feel. They still connect us to that decade, to each other, to ourselves. Which one hits you the hardest? Which ballad stops you in your tracks? Drop a comment below. Let's talk about the music that shaped us. And if you enjoyed this journey through 70s rock, hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the songs that changed everything. Thanks for watching. Now go put on some headphones and really listen to one of these masterpieces. You'll hear something new. I promise.